Peace, fam. Hope all is well. Recently, I was blessed enough to see my oldest child as a senior, and we went to his homecoming and walked across the field with him. So there were a couple hundred people there, and they acknowledged the seniors as they walked across, said their names, where they're going to college at, so on and so forth, right? So the people in the crowd, it may not have seemed like it was that big of a deal. It's like, okay, your child got acknowledged, and you walked out there, both of y'all together. Mind you, my son goes to a predominantly white school, and out of the seniors that were in the band, of course, I don't want to say of course, he was the only one that was African. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then looking at the band, and the band probably got about 100 and change people in it. And it may have been 3 black people in the whole band. Anyways, that part I was standing, right? So the really fascinating part, and the most surreal part of the whole evening, was the fact that me and his mother both walked out there with him. So, to some people that may not have been a big deal, but as someone who has been a part of this ride for the past 17 years, I cannot really put into words how monumental that event was for both of us to be on one page, one accord at that moment, to express, pride and joy in, our child being a senior. So, as we're walking across the field, because we started from the visitor side, had to walk towards the home crowd side. And as we're walking, we're kind of talking amongst each other, and I'm realizing how much stuff really went into this moment. How many different phone calls, different arguments, different court appearances, how many arguments. Yeah, I know I said arguments twice. It was intentional. So there was so much that went on behind the scenes that only family members and close friends are aware of. But if you were seeing us on the field, you would have been oblivious to all of that. Again, it was a pretty phenomenal thing. Not to mention that I was approximately 180 seconds away from missing the whole thing, right? So, yeah, it was a long story. I'll probably talk about that some other time. But the point of this one is the amount of stuff that has gone on in 17 years to make it so that both parents could be present for the child in that moment. And for the better part of, let's say, 3 to 5 minutes, the child was the entire focus. And that, again, I can't express how significant that was. I hope and pray that a lot of men have that same experience. So regardless of what you may feel about the mother, that's a whole different story. Understand that it's not about you. It's about the child. And being there for your child in the times in which you're supposed to be there, or when that child needs you. So, and I know a lot of people who haven't had that experience, who were robbed of that experience, or who robbed themselves of that experience. And I don't know what that's like. And I don't know the ramifications of that, and how the child is affected, how the family is affected, so on and so forth. I can pretty much gather that there is an effect that takes place, and one that the man may be completely ignorant of. So, for all my brothers out there, if you have opportunities to be involved in your child's life, please do so. If you don't have opportunities to be involved in your child's life, make them. Make the opportunities to be in your child's life. There's not too many things more important than you being involved in your child's life. I mean, oxygen may be one of them. Other than that, I'm running kind of short on the list. But you need to do what you need to do to be involved in your child's life, man. Am I saying kiss the mom's ass? Not so much. I am saying that the picture and the responsibility and what needs to be done is way bigger than your emotions or what you may be feeling. Um, to think about what it could have been if I'd have been like, nah, F that, F y'all. I ain't gonna just jump when you say jump. Like if I'd have been on that type of stuff and then would have missed out, yeah, honestly, I don't know what that would look like. Thank goodness I don't have to worry about that would look like. But again, by all means, please be involved as much as you can, because you don't know what the ramifications will be.